Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I welcome you to my new amazing tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to make a responsive dictionary using HTML, Tailwind CSS and JavaScript. And for the mainly for the data, we are going to use this API. So first of all, we'll see how our project is going to work. So we have an input box in this beautiful div and a search bar. So let's search for a word like dog, and you search on this, it's loading. Then after loading, it get the data. So the word, then phonetic, then we have part of speech, so it is a noun. Then the definition, so a mammal. Yep. And the other synonyms and antonyms. So no synonyms and antonyms are available here, so it is not displaying. Then we have a example: the dog barked all night long. So it will give the details about that word. So let's search for another word in our dictionary. So like cat, when you press enter, it will give the result. So you can see that it is giving the result. So like horse, so for horse we can see that it's giving the meaning of this word. So let's search for another like house. So you can see that it's giving the details about the word house. So this is our dictionary application we are going to build using HTML, Tailwind CSS for styling, and JavaScript, and mainly with the API. So this website we are going to use for the data. So I will explain you soon in our VS Code. So if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe us. So come to our VS Code. So you can see that we have a HTML file and JavaScript file. So first of all, we will start with the HTML file. First of all, we have to make an HTML basic structure of the HTML. In this, we have a title, responsive dictionary. Then we have linked our Tailwind CSS CDN. So you can see that here is the Tailwind CSS CDN. So you can search on Google Tailwind CSS CDN. There you will get. So I'll show you. So here we will search Tailwind. So you can see that the Tailwind CSS link. So you can copy this Tailwind CSS link and you can paste it on our VS Code. Then we have a font awesome CDN. So similarly for the font awesome, you can here only we can get the font awesome CDN link. Font awesome. You can see that the font awesome CDN link you can copy in our code. So now come for the body tag. In body tag, for the body tag we have a class. So in Tailwind CSS we use class for styling. So if you don't know the Tailwind CSS, please go and learn the Tailwind CSS, then see the project. But if you don't know the Tailwind CSS, it is more similar to the normal CSS. So if you know the little bit CSS also, you can understand this. So but you can go and learn from any tutorial or any website. So let's get started with the body tag. In this we are going to style our body tag. So for body tag we have a class background gradient to right from purple 400 via purple 500 to red 500. So you can see that in our this web page we have a beautiful gradient around this. So for that we have written this much code, this style. Then we have a minimum height screen, and then we have a display flex and align items should be center and justify center for our body tag. Then in this we have created one div. So in this div we have a class container and maximum auto and padding from X we have a 4. So this CSS class I will show you. Tailwind CSS. So this is the official website of the Tailwind CSS. When you go and get started, so you will get all the see, so clear, float, display. So you can see that the display flex that I have told you now. So this is we are going to use in our HTML file, and then for our in this div we have another div, and this div we are going to style with the maximum width, medium and maximum auto, and then we have a background white, rounded excel, and then we have a shadow medium and overflow hidden, and for the medium device we have a maximum width 2 excel. So according to your needs we can style our app. Then we have another div with medium device we have a flex. Then we have in this div we have another div with flash shrink 0 for our medium device, and then we have an image. In this div we have an image with height 48, width full, object cover, and then for the medium device we have a height full and width 48, and we have a dictionary.jpg on image. So this image we are going to use in our project. Then we have a alt text dictionary. So this image I have downloaded from FreePic. So you can see that this beautiful div with this image. So now we'll see the another div with class padding 8, and in this div we have a class uppercase. So this responsive dictionary and this word enter a word. So for this we are going to style. So first of all in a div we have taken the class uppercase. So you can see that our responsive dictionary this word is in uppercase, and tracking byte and text small. Then we have a text indigo 500, then a font semi bold. Then we have written the text responsive dictionary which you can see here. Then we have a paragraph below this responsive dictionary. So in this paragraph we have written enter a word and get its definition, synonyms, antonyms and examples. So for that we have used a paragraph tag. In this margin top we have a 2, text gray 500, and we have given the text inside this. Now we have created a form tag. So in this form tag we are going to style. So this id form we have given to use, we will use in the JavaScript for doing some functions, and then for this form we have a margin top 4 and display flex. Then in this we have a input. So you can see that in this div we have an input and a search bar. So for that we are going to style. So in this input id we have a id input and type text, and for styling we have used this class flex1, appearance should be none, border gray 300. So you can see that we have a border, you can see that a small border on our input box, but when you hover the border changes. So everything we are going to see. So width full and padding from y is 2, then padding from x axis we have a 4, then background white and text gray 700 and placeholder gray we have a 400. Then we have a shadow small and rounded 4, rounded L medium, and then we have a focus. When you focus on it, outline should be none, and then ring 2, and then focus we have a purple 600. So this we can see that here inside focus, focus, where it is focus. So you can see that we have focus on outline none and focus ring violet. So when you focus on an input box, so how it's going to react. So for that we have style, then a focus, and then the border will be transparent, and a placeholder enter a word. So you can see that in placeholder we have a enter a word. Then we have a button, the search button. For that we are going to style. For the button we have a id button, then type submit, and for styling we have a class flex item center, then justify center with 12 and height 12. Then we have a text white and a background purple 600 rounded for the medium, and then we have a hover. When you hover on it, we have a background purple 700, then focus outline none, then we have a ring 2 and ring purple 600 and ring opacity 550. So when you focus on it, then this style will be appear, and we have a icon, search icon. So this search icon inside this. So now come for another div outside the form. For that id output and class margin top 4 and text gray 700. So when a user will search for any word, so that word will display in another div. So for that, and then we have linked our JavaScript file. So these are the basics part, HTML and CSS. So the main part come to the JavaScript file. We'll go to learn how to make our project work, how we'll get all the data regarding our input. So let's get started with the JavaScript. So in JavaScript we have a getting the elements first of all. So we have a form, input, button and output. Everything we are going to store in our variable, this id output, then we have id button, then input, then we have form. So everything we are going to store in a constant variable. Then after form dot add event listener submit. So the add event listener submit we have use here. Then when a user submit, what will it happen? So we have a pass a event parameter. So when the you can we know that the prevent the default form behavior, so it will refresh the page. So this is for that, avoiding that, we have used event dot prevent default, so it will not refresh the our web page. So for that, then we have getting the input value, whatever the user will input, that we are going to get that input value in a constant word. Then we are going to check if the input is not empty. So if the word, so for that, for we are checking the word, disable the button and show a loading message. So that time our button will be disabled. So if word, then we have disabled the button and showing the loading message. So button dot disable true, and then we have output dot inner HTML is loading. So when you search, it will load the data for that word. Then we are going to fetch the dictionary data from the API. So I have shown you before this API website. So this link we have to copy and we are going to paste it in our project. And in case of this word, you can see that the word. So for that we have close in a curly braces with dollar sign. So we are going to fetch the this API. Then if any response we are getting, so that response will be in the JSON form. So what is the JSON? So you can see that the below, this is the JSON form. So this, in this format we have this word. So all the data will be stored in this JSON form. So here we have a word hello, and what is the phonetic. So you can see that I search dog. So you can see that the word, then phonetic dog, and then this is for hello. So when you search for hello, let's search similar. So hello, and this is it's showing undefined. So because this is showing some different word. So this is the simple example. So they have shown, but if you go to this API JSON file, then you will get the updated data. So this is the just a normal example. So it's not showing this phonetic undefined, it's one. So this is, so we have a meaning, and then in meaning we have part of speech, then we have definition, example, synonyms and antonyms is empty. So it's knowing, not showing anything. So like that we are going to get the data in the JSON form. So if you get the data, then we'll check the data if the data is an array. So for that we are going to check. So what is the, so this square bracket we are going to use for the array. So we know that that is our array. So if the data is an array, so for checking array we are going to use array dot is array. So this is the JavaScript. If you don't know, you can watch the tutorials or the W3 base school. You can go there and learn about JavaScript. So for checking array, we are going to use array dot is array. Then what we are going to check the data. So we have passed that. Then get the first element of the array. So we are going to get the first element. So for that we are going to use data 0, means for in array we start with the 0. So we have stored in our variable entry. Then we get the word phonetic and meaning from the entry. Then the word that from that first of all we get that array. In that array we'll get that word. Then for that word we'll get the phonetic. So you can, I'll show you. For that word we'll get phonetic, this phonetic. Then we have a constant meaning. Then we are going to get another array meaning 0. So in this I'll show you. So this, see, first of all this is one array, okay. Then we have another array. In this array we have a meaning. So in meaning we have another array. So here you can see that the square bracket. So here another array start. In this array we have what we have definition, example, synonym, antonyms, part of speech, everything. So we are going to get one by one. So first of all, in from the meaning we are going to get the part of speech. So you can say part of speech. So this word should be same, part of speech. Here O is capital, S is capital. If you will give O a small or S a small, it will not give the result. So same name should be here. So whatever in the JSON file, that same thing should be here. Then for the definition, meaning dot definition 0. For the first definition we are going to take from the definition. So in definitions we have a different definition for the, so for that we are going to get the first definition. Then for the synonyms, in this also we have, so we have this in definitions. You can see that in definitions array we have at 0 we have definitions, then we have example also. So here we have a synonyms. So in that you can see that the synonyms, and similarly for example also, and antonyms. So both the thing we are going to get inside the definitions. So you can see that definitions. So here the definitions, here the definition. So in definitions we have a definition and example, synonyms and antonyms. Then after getting the data, we have fetched the, first of all we have fetched the data, we have checked the here array, then we have a check for the first array, then we get the phonetic. In that, after getting that we have a meaning, in that meaning we have a part of speech, then we get the part of speech. After that we have get the another array. In this we have definitions array, we have a definition, synonyms, antonyms and example. All the data we have get, then we are going to display it. So we have created a HTML string to display the dictionary data. So here we have let HTML. So in this we have created just a simple HTML tags using JavaScript. So we have a p tag. In this p tag should be strong, and we have passed the word. So that data, the word we are getting, that should be in curly braces with the dollar sign. Then similarly for the phonetic we have a pass the phonetic, then part of speech. This whatever we have stored in this constant variable, then that we have passed here in p tag. Similarly, if any synonyms is there, then it will display the synonyms, and if any, so here we have used the join. You can see that we have used join. So if we have a many synonyms for the words, so for if we have synonyms for the dog, like 2-3 synonyms regarding dog, so for that every synonym, after one synonym it will show a comma, then it will display another synonym. So for that we have used join to join this comma. So this is the simple JavaScript, and if any antonyms is there, then it will display the antonyms, and then for the example it will show the example. After that we have updated the output with the HTML string. Then you can see that we have everything we stored in our HTML. Then that HTML will be updated to the output. This output we are going to display in this HTML file. This output, that ID we are getting here, and we have connected to each other so that it will display on our page. So output.innerHTML. So in this, the HTML, in this inner HTML will be our the HTML data that we have stored in here. Then else, if the data is not an array, so here if an array, then we have fetch everything here inside. Where is an array? Here. So if in data is an array, then for that we get all this data. If our not an array, then it will show an error. So output.innerString, sorry, no result. So if it's not an array, then it will catch an error if any error is there. So this is for the array, then it will display some error message. Then if any error is there, then it will so sorry, something went wrong. Then finally button.disable equal to false. So now button disabled will be false, else if the input is empty. So for that we have written this show an error message. So our output inner HTML will display please enter a word. So if our input is empty, then it will show please enter a word. If any random data is there, so sorry, no result found, it will display. So this is our project we have built using HTML, Tailwind CSS and JavaScript. And for the data we have used API from the dictionary API. So if you guys like our video, please share with your friends, and I'll paste the project source code in our GitHub so you can watch and you can learn from there. So thanks for watching. We'll meet in next video with a new amazing project. So thank you.